So just dawned on me. What if you don't know how to make a lasagna? I got you. Now, mind you, this is a vegan one, but the steps are still the same. You need a sauce. You need the cheesy filler. So this is the ricotta, vegan ricotta here. You could use ricotta. You could use bechamel sauce, which is a common thing in lasagna. Or when I was growing up, my mom used cottage cheese. You could use that too. When it cooks up, it gets nice and bubbly with all those little nuggets. So the first layer is going to be sauce, no matter what. The first layer is going to be sauce. And I like to make sure that there's a good layer of it down there, just because my trick to making lasagna is using the no boil noodles. Now, you do what you want to do. Don't tell me how to. I mean, I've made a gazillion lasagnas at this point. You can decide what you like. You judge you, whatever. I'm not judging, but I'm telling you, no boil noodles are good. Now, sometimes I get the nice frilly no boil ones. I like the Barilla ones also. And since this family is just requesting vegan, I'm using the no boil ones. And it's a small ohana. It's 2 adults and a baby and a newborn. So I'm making them a poultry sized pan. It's not a 9x13. It's deeper than a 9x13, but shorter. And I figured really it's just 2 adults and a kiki. This is more than enough. So the first layer is the sauce, then comes the noodles, and then comes your ricotta, right? So that's what's going on next. And I'm gonna press it out. And I'm totally glad that I had that little bit of broccoli to go on there for them, because it makes it look really special. Not just, you know, like pressed tofu. Now, mind you, they're vegan. Maybe they, you know, get jazzed by getting pressed tofu, but I think it looks extra special now. Okay. I just want to make a nice even layer down there. So we got the sauce on the bottom, then the noodles, then the ricotta. And now, and I try to get as much far out into the corners as possible. The other thing is you got to make sure you have enough for the next layer, yeah? Because I try to make at least two filled layers. Sometimes I just, depending on how many mouths I'm feeding and how big the pan is, I go more. So I got that. I also want to put mozzarella. Now this is vegan mozzarella. So I'm going to put that on top of my ricotta, right? And I'm just going to sprinkle some on. Just a little bitty cheesiness, quote. And then we're gonna put another layer of sauce. I should use a bigger spoon because this spoon is not getting anything since there's no meat in there. Yeah, the bigger spoon would work much better. And you know what? I know people say, oh, you put this much and that much. You know, I don't measure how much sauce I put. I just make sure I got a good layer of sauce to cover all the cheesiness and the noodles. Remember, these are no boil noodles, and the key with them, the reason they work is they take up all of that sauce. So I'm cracking and filling. That's what I like to do. I like to, especially once we get near the top, I like to make sure there's good layer of noodle, because that's the best part, right? And now this is the second layer, so pretty much I'm gonna crack everything up and get it all spread out, because this is it. All the rest of this is going in here. You know what? I think this is the best batch I've ever made. I think, and I've made this like 4 times. I did it once with Hau'oli leaves, so sweet potato leaves, because sweet potato leaves are edibles. And you know, we grow them right here. So it's just a matter of cleaning them well and then cooking them down, sauteing them. It's like spinach, and it's super nutritious too. So I made it once with Hau'oli leaves, and it turned out pretty. I mean, because the Hawaiian sweet potato is kind of purple. So the color was kind of cool. It was kind of purpley pink. Oops, I got to spread that out. And so that was cool. And it gave it a slightly different taste. So I'm stoked with this because, you know, broccoli is just that, that lovely broccoli flavor that everybody likes. So I used most of it in a Samoan ulu dish we had this week. And usually the dish just has ulu and onion and coconut milk. But I was like, you know what? I need greens. I'm going to throw some broccoli inside. So I did. It was so good. John is like, is this stew or soup or chowder? Man, this tastes so good. And then later we realized, yeah, you know what? It kind of tasted like cream of broccoli soup. even though it was coconut milk and ulu, there was no cream in there other than the coconut. And it was so good with the added broccoli. I know my Samoan friends were like, ew, sis, what the? But that's what you got. Okay, so I had the second layer of noodles, the last half of my ricotta, another layer of mozzarella, and then sauce. Gotta resaturate all those noodles too. This is gonna be pretty saucy. That's the only thing about when I do a sauce without meat, it's liquid, a lot of liquid, because you know, there isn't any meat in there, no chunks. Okay, then you got your layer of sauce. Then your last layer of noodles. Yes, one more layer of noodles. Not because you're gonna top it with anything other than cheese. And a little bit of sauce. Okay, so there we go. We're just gonna add a little bit of sauce. You know, I have to say, people say, oh, you gotta make it heavy. You gotta make sure you have enough on that top layer. But you know what I love about lasagna is that crispy, crunchy bits of noodles at the top that's kind of dry. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. But I love me a crunchy pasta every now and then, peeking out. So I try to get it well covered, but I leave a little bit of pukas so that you can have that little bit of crunch. And then that last bit of cheese on top. And you know what? Just because I'm a cheese lover, I'm gonna go ahead and open the second bag and add a little bit more cheese. Cause hello, what's lasagna without cheese? I mean, as it is, I'm using vegan cheese, but I'm gonna do these people up right. All right, that's nice. The other thing that I like to do on my usual lasagna is add a sprinkle of Parmesan on top. So I'm gonna sprinkle some of that nutritional yeast. Then get a piece of foil, spray it with olive oil or spray it whatever oil you like, and put that sprayed side covered down. Seal it nice and tight, put it in the 375 oven for like 45 minutes. Take the top off, the foil top off the lasagna, put it in for another 15, and she go. Sometimes I like to put the broiler on for a couple of minutes just to brown it up a little bit and get that bubbly bits. But I think this one is ready to go. It's looking good. So what did we learn? Sauce, pasta, ricotta, cheese, sauce, pasta, ricotta, cheese, sauce, pasta, sauce, cheese. Foil, 375, 45 minutes with the foil on. Take the foil off, 15 minutes. Boom. You got your lasagna. Again, your filler is up to you. You can put whatever you want. Like I said earlier, my sauce has got all kinds of veggies in it. It's got tomatillos, it's got tomatoes, it's got bell peppers, onions, garlic, zucchini, carrots. Yeah, veggies. Then I got broccoli in my ricotta. So do what you want. Play with your flavors, you know, add it in there, and you'll be surprised how ono it'll be. I mean, it's cheese. It's gonna be ono. Anyhow, that's the lasagna deal. You do you, and enjoy. Love you. Boop.